In this tutorial of equilibrium, I'll take a question from Save My Exam, and we do these two parts which summarize very nicely the whole concept. So what I want you to do is pause this video and try to answer this question, and then I will walk you through the solution, okay? Because these are the very essential concepts. So the keywords to use, which will also give you the marks for what is meant by the term equilibrium, is a reversible reaction, and where the forward and backward reaction occur at the same rate. Very important, in a closed system. And the fourth mark, by explaining and completing this description of equilibrium, is stating that the concentrations of the reactants and product stop changing. And well, we know because of the forward reaction and forward and backward occur at the same rate. And this means that the concentration stops changing. So this is the 4 marks, and this is a very detailed answer for explanation of equilibrium. In the next one, very important that you practice in describing the changes, the shifts in equilibrium in terms of yield. So pause the video, and when you're ready, play back for the solution. Now, to think about this, I like to sketch like the changes because it does help me in then writing down a more open question. So an increase in temperature, we know that it favors the endothermic reaction because we know it because it wants to counteract the change. And by analyzing the information given here, the forward reaction is exothermic. So the backward must be endothermic. Forward exothermic, backward endothermic. So the equilibrium will shift to the left because, remember, the endothermic is the backward. Shifted to the left, so because it's away of the product and asks the yield of the product, we know that the yield decreases. And I'm going to write it down as a text because I think it would be a little bit easier. So, increase in temperature causes the yield to decrease. 1 mark. Why? Because the backward reaction is endothermic. The backward reaction endothermic, and the equilibrium shifts to counteract the change. Shifts to the left is the 3rd mark. To counteract the change is the 4th mark. If you instead mention to counteract the change or according to Le Chatelier principle, that would be the equal mark. And lastly, what effect increasing the pressure would have? We have to look at the equation, and I'm going to rewrite it over here. The equation is, okay, the 2H4 gas plus water as gas gives C2H6O gas. Reversible reaction. Okay, now pause and play when you're ready to correct part C. So remembering that the increasing in pressure would shift the equilibrium. So shift to the side with less particles. So in this case, we have to say it shifts to the right. Yeah, therefore, the yield increases. The yield increases. And now the last one, pause it and play when you're ready. If you're ready, it's very simple because it's all we talked about today, that the reversible reaction, it's reversible because if we change conditions, that favors either the forward or the backward reaction. And the conditions could be the temperature, could be the pressure, and the change in concentration. So all of the factors that affect the equilibrium. So this was a very nice exercise to summarize all of the factors that affect the yield. And remember, it's important that you describe it in terms of yield, okay? Because this is what really gives the main marks. Okay, so check the additional material for more exercises because it's likely that you find these more open questions about compromises in the industry between the conditions. So I would invite you to practice that in the rest of the exercises.